Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX with me, Devika Devan. Lok Sabha has passed the anti-paper leak amendment bill with a voice vote and amid opposition disruption. The bill will be tabled in Rajya Sabha next, where the NDA has a comfortable majority to pass the same. But the parliament today witnessed a showdown over Rahul Gandhi's speech. First, over the use of alleged unparliamentary language, and second, over Rahul Gandhi claiming that Amit Shah, the Home Minister, ordered firing on the students. The BJP clarified that no such orders were given and hit out at Rahul Gandhi for using unparliamentary language and for using the platform of the parliament to propagate what they are claiming is misinformation. The BJP has also accused Rahul Gandhi of not speaking one word in the benefit of the students or on the bill and have claimed that he hijacked the debate. Meanwhile, the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, in a press conference after the showdown, doubled down and claimed that he personally witnessed Amit Shah's call to police officers ordering the shooting. That's a big charge there by the leader of opposition. Let me, on that note, bring in Ms. Praniti Shinde, Member of Parliament of Congress, who joins us at the top of 8. Praniti ji, thank you so much for speaking to NewsX, ma'am. Like I said, a big charge there made by Rahul Gandhi. He says he's witnessed calls to the police from the Home Minister. He's witnessed calls to Dr. Jitendra Singh from the Home Minister. But where is the actual evidence backing this huge claim that the Home Minister ordered this brutal police action of firing, Praniti ji?
Look, a couple of days ago, if you remember, Rahul Gandhi ji held a press conference where he got the boy who had been attacked with a pellet gun, who's about to probably lose vision, his vision in one eye. Now, everybody knows that Delhi police comes directly and reports directly to MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs. Everybody knows that RAF and CRPF report directly to the Home Minister.
Yes.
Everybody knows that. Everybody is aware. Now, when you use pellet gun, when you use tear gas, when you use lathi charge, you use these when there's a violent mob attacking you from the front, right? But none of this happened. There was a peaceful protest by the students. This was a month, literally a month into this protest. Why was this suddenly done and by who? So it's obvious that a peaceful protest, when attacked with lathi charge, pellet guns, tear gas, and AK-47s in Bihar, it's obviously orders from the top. It's obviously orders from nobody else apart from the Home Minister. And therefore, he's not only answerable, but he owes an apology to the students who have been injured so badly, the women who have been literally harassed and who have been hit in all the wrong places by the cops. Who has ordered the Delhi police to do this? This is pretty obvious. That's none other than the Home Minister of this country.
Praniti ji, is it possible that the Home Minister has ordered that law and order must be maintained and then it is left to the police on how they deem it fit?
Law and order has to be maintained. Okay, the Home Minister, it's his responsibility that the law and order has to be maintained. Was the law and order not maintained? This was a peaceful protest. As you know, it's Gen Z's new way of protesting. They were listening to music, they were dancing, they were enjoying rain shower, the water cannons in Bihar. They were peacefully protesting.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree that for the most part of it, Praniti ji, I agree with you. We agree with you that for the most part of it, yes, the protests were peaceful. Yes, there should not have been lathi charge on peaceful protesters. We do agree with that. But I'm just trying to make a distinction here, because when Rahul Gandhi stands in Parliament and says that he has evidence of the Home Minister ordering firing on protesters, then that's an allegation of another level altogether. This is not simply then about police lathi charge. I just want to understand from you, if the Congress has evidence of police excesses and brutality directly ordered by the Home Minister, ma'am, just let me complete. I'll take a second. Do you plan on presenting this evidence and to whom?
Absolutely. A couple of minutes ago, as you know, the LOP took a press conference where he said that he saw that those calls were made. He was present when those calls were made. And it is, whether there is evidence or not, it is black and white that such an order has to be passed by none other than the Home Minister of this country. You don't need proof. It is common sense. It is on paper, and we have all been parts of government. Delhi police reports directly to the Home Minister of this country. And when such brutalities are committed on a peaceful protest, on a peaceful gathering of people, it's obviously the Home Minister, it's nobody else. And
Okay.
therefore, he's not only answerable, but he owes an apology as well.
While, ma'am, you understand better than most of us that yes, the Delhi police does come under the Home Ministry. The reason why I'm asking this question is because the words such as evidence and that we have that evidence were used by Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Therefore, I'm asking what is the evidence, because currently it's basis him hearing a phone call. And I'm not sure whether that counts really as evidence before any court of law or anybody else. I also then want to understand from you, was it necessary today for the Congress party or for the leader of opposition, when he was given the floor of the House, to completely shift the focus from the anti-leak bill and focus only on direct allegations against Mr. Amit Shah?
This was not, firstly, it was not an anti-leak bill. This bill was to prevent paper leaks. But it obviously, the bill, that's a separate argument altogether, is not going to aid that, because the bill did not suggest reforms in the education sector. It only has enhanced the punishments. So if punishments were deterrents, then this leak would not have happened. This same bill was introduced a couple of years ago, but obviously it was of no use, because there's not been a single conviction. Point one. Secondly, we've not shifted the focus because after the resignation of the education minister, this was just a peaceful protest and the students were demanding the resignation of the education minister. But what happened during the protest is very important. And there was lathi charge, there was tear gas, there was brutalities, there was assault. And therefore, now the Home Minister is answerable. He owes us an explanation. Is that too much to ask for? He owes the people of this country, the students of this country, an explanation. There are thousands and thousands, literally even now as we speak, there are face recognitions that are going on. It's almost like a combing operation. Even in Bihar, in Patna, 2 days ago, people are being picked up. Even in places like Mumbai, girls are being picked up for interrogation in police stations. For what? Even as we speak, this is going on. And therefore, it's only natural for the opposition and for the people of this country to ask the Home Minister. All these things come exactly under the jurisdiction of the Home Minister of this country.
Okay,
and all we demand
Praniti ji, my problem is very simple. I also personally stand with the students of the country. Okay, I've also been a victim of a very bad education system in India. I decided to stay back in India and do all of my education here. I have a lot to say on education. The problem that people like me and others who genuinely want to see a reform is that the moment we start talking about education, I've asked you now 2 questions about education, you keep circling back to the Home Minister, and then that forces me somewhere, ma'am, to go into whataboutery, because then I will ask you, did Mr. Sushil Kumar Shinde give an explanation in 2012 when police excesses took place during Nirbhaya?
We are talking about education right now. 10 of our members of parliament have participated in the discussion. We wanted the discussion to happen. The LOP, the leader of opposition, stood in parliament to have a discussion on education, to have a discussion on the reforms in the education sector. How many times was he interrupted? How many times did he have to sit down? How many times was his mic shut off? Let's do that. And the point is, why students of this country, while Gen Z of this country, and while they were asking for reforms in the education sector, while they were asking for the resignation of the education minister for a paper leak, the brutalities happened. There was no reason for that.
Yes.
And therefore, it's only for us to ask that.
Yes.
Nobody's died from the topic. What happened is an integral part of the education system in the country.
But Ms. Shinde, I'll tell you what happens. The digression does take place, because the moment you start making allegations about evidence, police brutality, you see how the news cycle works. It's become all about that. No one's talking about education. But since you say that the Congress in principle does support the cause of education, and you say that you were not given that opportunity in Parliament today to put your points across on education, and I'm wanting here to have a conversation about education. I'll give this, at least my platform, to you. How does the Congress then feel that paper leaks can be stopped in India, since you say that your party leaders feel that the current bill is inadequate?
Look, because firstly, there have to be reforms, right? For reforms to happen, there have to be convictions for what has happened in the past. And therefore, if there have to be reforms, open this bill to public domain. Let people participate. Let the students of this country, let the people of this country participate. Put this bill in public domain. You know, a couple of hours were allotted for this bill for discussion in Parliament, and then they passed it today through a voice vote. We're all in support of this bill, but it's a very closed bill. It should be open. It should be put through to the people of this country so that there can be reforms, so there can be suggestions. It's a democracy at the end of the day.
Yes,
and it's not.
Yes, ma'am, but I'm asking you for one such suggestion.
It's an education system. There has to be reform. You can't have one suggestion. Let's start with convictions. Let's start with convictions. Let's start with punishments. Let's start with taking responsibility. And only then, it's not a one overnight issue that can be sorted. It is over a discussion, over deliberation, over a couple of days of discussion and deliberation, over a lot of heads talking about it, that the education system can be reformed. If the
But Praniti ji, was time not allotted on Monday and Tuesday for this discussion? It's finally happened today. Was time not allotted on Monday and Tuesday for this discussion to take place?
What was the demand of the students of this country? That first, the Minister of Education should to resign, and only then did we agree with the
Yes, I'm talking about day before yesterday, ma'am. We've all been waiting and watching Parliament for the past 3 days for this discussion to take place.
Absolutely, all of us have been waiting for it too.
So why didn't it? What happened on Monday? What happened on Monday? Why was there no discussion on the bill on Monday? Why did the Parliament kept getting adjourned?
The Home Minister has not come to Parliament. He has not shown his face, nor has the Prime Minister. The least you can do is come here. We are not asking for it. We are representatives of the people. People want to know why pellet guns were used on students. Who are only asking for reforms. When the institutions of this country are filled with people who have a particular ideology, who have a rigid ideology, let's start with removing them from these institutions, whether it's the IIT, whether it's the IIM, whether it's various colleges, various universities. They belong to a particular ideology, the RSS, and which is absolutely rigid. And therefore, how do you not expect? Let's start with removing them first.
Okay, so Praniti ji, is that? Then I want to understand from you, ma'am.
Education is open. If you start influencing...
Is that the basis then, ma'am, of Priyanka Gandhi mocking a top scientist and IIT director as a Gaumutra expert while debating structural education reforms? Is that the basis? Is that why his name came up in Parliament?
She was mentioning facts. The government announced a high-powered committee for reform of education, but she was mentioning the credentials.
So the director of IIT Madras, ma'am, who is the mind, the brains behind the Shakti processor of India, has been reduced in Parliament to a Gaumutra expert. And that's okay.
Look at his ideologies. Look at which way his ideologies are aligned. We have no problem. Credit to him for doing what he does. But look at the way his ideologies are aligned. And if those rigid ideologies are going to be present in every institution, would this not affect the future of this country? I mean, today, because of the pattern
of this country... Is there evidence, Praniti ji, that his ideology is affecting the scientific work that's happening at IIT Madras, which is one of the finest institutions in this country when it comes to scientific advancement?
She mentioned his background, she mentioned his credentials, and rightly so. Look at everywhere.
Ma'am, she reduced him, she mocked him in Parliament and called him a Gaumutra expert.
What did Delhi University do to the students? Said if you participate in this protest, which was a non-political protest, that we're going to take action against you. So many universities issued these notices to students. Is this democracy? Isn't this rigidity of thought? Isn't this so
why
RSS?
Wasn't that raised in Parliament? We were instead listening to a conversation on the Home Minister.
raised
Half the
this,
time.
all our members raised this in Parliament, that universities have issued diktats to their students that they will take action against them if they participate in a protest, which was a non-violent protest, which is non-political. What does this indicate in a democracy like India? We are a secular nation. We are a fabric which is secular. We have a secular DNA. And what is the BJP trying to do right now? By forcing RSS people into these institutions, you are polluting, you are absolutely polluting the thought process of these students and the ideologies of these students with their
Okay.
rigidity.
All right, Praniti ji. Hopefully one day we will be able to have a very, very cogent conversation about educational reforms in India, which is the need of the hour. But I thank you nonetheless, ma'am, for joining us on NewsX with that perspective. I have to quickly